Hello everyone, welcome to Lee Dynasty Kitchen. Today I'm very happy to share with you one of the very popular food in Vietnamese. We call beef bò, bò viên. Beef bò can eat with a lot of food like phở. Phở always have bò viên. So with my recipe and my simple way, I'm going to share with you how to make bò viên at home. This is going to be a very easy way for you to do your own at home, especially the way how to make the bò, to make it look nice. And these are all the ingredients we're going to need today. 2.5 pounds of regular ground beef, 20 grams of fish sauce, 14 grams of sea salt, ALSA baking powder, we need 5 grams, and sugar, we're going to need 40 grams, and cornstarch, we're going to need 32 grams. So all these ingredients we're going to mix together and add it to the meat. And before we do that, we're going to add water. So how many tablespoons? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 tablespoons with water. We're going to add to the all the ingredients. Mix well. Mix everything up well, and then we're going to add to the meat. After we add to the meat, we're going to mix it up. Mix it up very well so all the ingredients will stick together and mix very nicely into the meat. That is, we're going to marinate it good. We're going to, like mix it up just like this. Normally, I just sit down on the floor and I knead them. I mix it up. So make sure it's all mixed well together with all the ingredients. Okay. And then I'm gonna slam the meat down, to the bowl few times, to make the texture is more they stick together is nicer. So the texture gonna be better later on when we do it. Yeah, just slam it down like that, few times, and then we'll be okay. All right. After we done this, make sure all good. And then after we done few slam down like this, we're gonna divide the meat into I would say about 3 small bags, I think. You know what we're gonna do with this? We're gonna freeze the meat and we're gonna bring it out at the next day and do it. You can do it the same day, but make sure the meat have to be kept cold, very cold, like it can be frozen, That's why we divide in 3 or 4 thin packet like this, so we can cut to small piece before we get into the grind machine, to the food processor. So that's why the meat, when you bought it, you have to marinate it right away. But you can do it the next day or next 2 days, no problems. So I'm gonna make into 4 thin pieces like this, and we're gonna bring straight to the freezer. Okay, then the next day I bring it out, and before we put to the food processor, I'm gonna cut into a thin small piece like this. See, if you look carefully, you can see the meat is still cold, frozen, like it's still freeze. It's not like soft. Never leave the meat outside too long. It have to be kept cold at all the time. This is a very important thing when you do the pork sausages or the beef ball, anything like this. You have to keep the meat very cold. So put a little bit in the food processor, and then you can start to grind it. first start you can do, normally I start to do like 25 the plate turn, like 25 times like that. And then I stop, and then you can check, because the meat is very cold. So you have to help them. You have to don't let the machine work so hard, because when the meat is cold, frozen like this, it's take a little bit time to grind it. So we do a little bit at a time, and then after the 25 time of the of the plate turn, you stop, and then you spread it out the meat, and then start again. Another 20-25 time of the plate, when they turn around 25 times like that. So it should be okay. Then you stop again. You stop the machine again, and then you help them to spread the meat out, spread it out to make it easy for the machine to do it. And then we're going to do again with a short turn, like this. Meat have to be kept cold at all the time. This is the very important thing. See, now you can see the meat is getting smoother and getting, the texture is more smooth, and then you can scrap around like this, make sure all the meat down, okay? And I think we're going to do one more time, then we're done. Believe it or not, when you touch the meat, it's still very cold. That's what we want. We don't want the meat get warm, because if the meat get warm, the textures and the result is not good. Okay? So that's the reason why we divide the meat into the 4 small pieces, because we're going to do a little bit at a time like that. Look at this right now. See? Like that. You see? All nice, smooth. There we go. So I think we just do maybe another 10 times of the plate turn. And then that's it. We're done. So after this, we take the meat out. Right? There we go. It's all nice. There. That's, you can see that one when it's ready. Okay? So we take the meat out, and then, what I normally do, I will slam it down to the cutting board few times. This procedure to make the meat is, how do I say, make the meat is more tender, more, like they stick together. And now it's time we're going to make the balls. So first of all, we're going to need 1 tablespoon and 1 plastic spoon, a bowl of the ice water. So you scoop out the meat, okay, and use the plastic, fill it up nicely on the top like that, okay, and then take it out the meat using the plastic spoon, okay, and you can try to make it smooth, the meat, like that, and then just use your palm and make to the circle. Sometimes you don't see any, you see some little black hole, a little hole, and then you can just try to smooth it out by using your finger like that, to spread it out to make it stick together nicely smooth. Then you can make it round. Throw it in the ice water and continue to do the next one. See, all you need just a plastic spoon. If you need some more, just add it on. No worry about it. Just make it nice and round it, and then scoop it out. Okay? Then you can see you make the meat stick together nicely first. First of all, you make the meat stick together. Then you smooth it out by rolling around in your palm. add a little bit of oil, and just roll around like that. Here we have one nice circle. You can see if not stick together nice, you use your finger, you use your thumb to just put it out like that. There we go. We have another circle nicely. And then you put in the ice water. For you who just first to do it, just make the ball, throw it in the ice bowl, and then you continue to grind the other bag of the meat. The ball, the big ball here, it can sit in the ice water like this for a long time, no problem. So you can just do like that, and then you can boil together later on at the same time. Okay, because we don't want to leave the meat outside too long. You see that? You see that little one not stick together? You use your thumb to just make it, nicely smooth. Then you roll around with your palm to make a nice circle. Very simple like that. I normally use the tablespoon for the size of the meatball because later on, after you boil, you can cut in half before you put in the broth, to do the noodle soup or any kind of soup. So I think that's a nice size, but it's up to you. Your choice. You can have, you want it bigger, you want it smaller, you can just change the spoon, okay? The one I use right now is a tablespoon. See, it's very simple, right? It may not be 100% rounded, but it looks okay, As you can see, some not smooth. You can just use your thumb, use your finger to smooth the meat to make sure it stayed nicely. Then you round it to make it more smooth. That's the end. See, it's very simple. Just watch the video like this, and you can do it no problem. See, the meat sit in the ice water, so it will keep cold, so you don't have to worry. So normally you can grind the meat about 2 bags, and then you make the ball, okay? Then you can boil together with 2 bags. While you're doing this, the other bag, after you finish this, you can take the other one out and leave it outside for 5 minutes, something like that, and you can cut and do it. See, continue to do it. You can see all nice and round. Very simple, very simple. It's not hard like you thought, right? See, make sure you get it smooth by using your thumb or your finger to spread out the meat. Look at that, how nicely done, okay? The meat keep cold in the ice water. At the meantime, we boil the water to get it ready for boiling the beef ball. So we put every ball into the boiling water. See how nice? It's not too bad. It's not 100% round, but it's look good. For this size of the beef ball, I always cut in half to use for the soup. So when you put the beef ball back to the soup, the taste is so crunchy and it's much better yet. Okay, so you bring put the ball to the boiling water and just, of course, let it boil. You can see when it's cooked. You can test it, you can cut to test, but you will know when the ball is full cooked. Okay, so after the ball was cooked, you will put the cooked beef ball into the running cold water. So you can see in the few minutes here. See how nicely done? With the 2.5 pounds of the ground beef today, we're gonna make about 50 meatball. Can you believe it? 50 of them. So of course you're not gonna eat finish at the one time. So gonna after it's cooled down, you're gonna put into this small plastic bag, divide it, and keep in the freezer. So when you want to eat, you can just take it out and boil it and warm it up with the soup, and that's it, ready to go. It's very expensive right now. You go to the market to buy it. I checked it last time. I think about 7 or 8 ball. It costs almost about $8. It's quite expensive. We make it at home, very clean, very tasty, and it's very cheap. So why not try it, right? And with my recipe and the way I'm sharing, I'm sure you can do it, and it will be very good, I promise. So just try it. Let me know how it's turned out, okay? See, the water is boiling, and then you can tell when it's cooked. Of course, you don't see any more red, and then the meat is, you can see it. Like you can cut to test, but I'm sure you will know how it look when it cooked. So we're gonna put the running water to get it ready, cold water, okay? To put the cooked meatball into the running cold water before we set it dry. It's very nice, and then it tastes very good. You can eat with a lot of dishes, even the soup, or even you can have with fried noodle and anything. There's lots of dish we can eat with that. The nice thing is you can make it ahead and frozen, and keep it frozen, and then you can eat anytime you want. Look at that. Now you can see the texture, see? You can see the texture now. It's very, very yummy. Wish I have a bowl of pho right now. Okay, let's look at this. This is, I think, this is the 2 bag. Okay, so it's very white, right? It's not dark. That's the way it's when you make the ball, you make sure you have to put it in the ice water, while waiting for the whole thing to finish, to get boiled together. Look at this right now. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. Okay, so I think, see, look at that. There, look at that. So yummy. Okay, so I think it's about time. We're going to take it out to the cold and running water. We're going to test. You see, you can test just like this. It's cooked. See, like that? Look crunchy. It's very crunchy. Delicious. Look at that. Look at that. Whoop! It's still alive. It's so crunchy. That's why you can see it's good. Okay, so we're gonna take it out and put into the cold running water, and then you just leave it inside for a few minutes, 5 minutes, To doing this, so the meatball is not turning dark, Keep it nice and white. There we go. Well, it's not 100% rounded, but it's look very good, pretty good, eh? Okay, so consider do by hand, yes. Okay, so after you after it's soaked in the running cold water for a little bit, then you can take it out and you can let it dry, okay? And then you can pack it up to put in the freezer if you're not eat it yet. See how nice. Very, very tasty. Look at that. You can see the texture by squeeze them like this. You can see the very nice texture. Then we're going to cut it now once you can see. Okay, we're going to check. Please keep it in mind that whatever you do, when you grind it, the meat have to be cold. Okay. We're going to cut one of the meatballs so you can see how it looks with the textures inside. Look at this. It's very nice made. Very good. You can tell by the textures. When you squeeze it, you can tell it's very crunchy, very yummy. Compare with the one in the market, I'm telling you, it's, you know what, I think it's better. I like it. And, you know, I'm very happy with the recipe. I tried few times and finally I keep this recipe. And I got to share to you so you can do at home with the easy ways. You can have a nice, yummy, delicious homemade beef ball, and you can make it and you can eat anytime you want. Look at that. Okay, so now we're going to set it dry, let it drain a little bit, and then make sure it dry before we put in the freezer. Look at that, how yummy it is. By doing that, you will know right away is how good it will be taste. And these are the yummy, delicious beef ball we just made. It's very nice, white, and chewy, crunchy, and it's very yummy. I hope you like my share today, and we'll try to make at home for your family and for your friends to try it. Compare with the one in the market, we can do at home. It's very clean, very tasty, and it's very cheap. So why not try it, right? So I hope you like the video today and try to make it at home. Remember, when you finish, if you have the, the vacuum pack machine, you can pack seal like this. You can keep it long time. If not, you can just put in the plastic like this and keep it in the fridge and then or freezer for use it later. Thanks again for watching Lee Dynasty Kitchen. Thank you for your support as always. And if you like, please, share and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. And thanks again, and I hope to see you all next time.